Well, hello everybody. It is Ronnie with Whip and Chain. Today I want to show you this beautiful vintage stitch. It's the Honeycomb Trellis stitch. It looks the same on both sides. It is an absolute beautiful stitch. It's a repeat of 4 rows. And this works up really fast. It can work up super quick for a beautiful blanket. I think it would look nice for a scarf, a lot of different things. I wouldn't recommend this stitch for a baby blanket because of the holes in it. They can get their little tiny fingers stuck in it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful stitch. And I would recommend to use whatever hook the yarn that you're using for this to use. So if the yarn you're using is recommending a 6mm hook, then I would say use a 6mm hook. I'm using a 6mm for demonstration purposes, but here it is again, both sides. The back you can tell it's sort of back, but it's still beautiful. For demonstration purposes, I am using, I love this yarn, my favorite yarn from Hobby Lobby. Recommend it to anybody. And if you just want to know this one's color, this one's called Sun Gold. Pretty. All right, so first things first, I would recommend that you do your chain. The chain will always be multiples of 5. When you get your width that you need, add 2. Okay? And that's it. So, do my normal slip knot. For just demonstration purposes, I am going to just do a small swatch. All right, so chain multiples of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to do one more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then when you get your width that you want, you add 2. Okay, I want you to second chain from the hook. You know I normally do the back humps. I want you to single crochet. The second chain from the hook all the way down. This is just to get your foundation row started. So just single crochet. All the way down. While I'm struggling at crocheting, this yarn don't want to cooperate for me. We had a very long day working, and crocheting always calms me down, gets me in a good place before I go to bed. Now all these different stitches that I'm going to be doing tutorials on, if you ever do any of these and you're not quite sure how to finish it off to get a flat edge, always message us. We're on Facebook. under WIP, W-I-P, and chain. WIP is for work in progress. And chain, we have a really fun group that's slowly building. And we do, Maggie will pull a name once a month if you post your photos that of any project that you've done. It does not have to be one of my tutorials. It can be anything. Something you've done. If you post it on our Facebook page, you're automatically entered for the drawing at the end of each month to get a free project that Maggie or myself has done. Complete a project. There's Christmas decorations that are being done. I think there's a blanket. There's washcloths, sponges, soap bags. Other projects we're testing. Snowballs. I did a video on how to make snowballs that you can have fun all year round in your house. So there's plenty of stuff. Maggie decides what the next item is that people will be drawing for, and she'll get it out to you. Zero cost to you. Maggie and myself and Lauren handle getting it to you. I think doing the foundation row has been my hardest row tonight. Now doing this in the back humps of your foundation chain allows it to look more finished, in my opinion. If you don't want to do this, you can do in just the side of the chain like some people do, and that's really okay. It's a personal choice. Either way you do it, as long as it's done, it's not wrong. I'm coming down finally to my last couple single crochets. I don't know why this took me forever tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like to just delete things or hide things. I want you to see that sometimes as much as Maggie and Lauren, we all sometimes struggle at a particular row on a project, and that's just the name of it. Okay, the next row we're going to do after this foundation row is not part of the repeat. I will let you know when we're on a part of the repeat. I survived it. Okay. So, I'm going to turn our work. Chain one if you want, and turn. In the same, the very first stitch, I want you to put a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Okay. I want you to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2. Put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then I want you to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2. Put in 3 single crochets. You know what? Let me bring you in just a tad closer, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I want you to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, and you put in 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's your pattern for your whole row. Might take you guys, some of you, a little longer because you have a longer thing. Longer chain, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2. Put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You skip 2, and your last 2 will be 1 single crochet in each of your last 2 stitches. Okay, now this is your whole setup. Now the next rows I'm going to tell you about is all repeating. Okay, chain 1, turn your work, put in a single crochet in the first stitch, and in this part, the chain 5, I want you to put in 5 single crochets. 3, 4, and 5. And then here's your chain 3. In your very center chain of the 3 single crochets, the very center one, you put in 1 single crochet. And you don't chain, you just jump to the next one, and you put in 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to zoom you guys out a little bit, just so I'm not that much up in your face. Now you put a single crochet in the center of those 3 single crochets, right in the center one, like that. Then you put in 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Again, in the 3, right in the center, put in a single crochet, and then 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the center, and 5. And 5. Okay, and then all you have to do is single crochet in the very last stitch when you're at your end. Okay, now this is the first row of your repeat. So if you're counting between the chain and the single crochet in the setup row, the first 3 rows aren't counting. So it would be 4, 5, 6, and 7 that are the repeating rows, okay? And we just did 4. Let's turn our work. All right, now here, I want you to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, then you skip 2, and when you skip 2, you count that first chain where you pulled up your 7. You count that stitch, so that's 1 and that's 2, and then in the next 3 stitches I want you to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 2, and 3. Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You chain 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And you put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you put in 3 singles. So your repeat for this row is you chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You skip your 3, and you put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. You put in 3. 1, 2, and 3. And when you're at your end, on right before you finish, after you put in your 3 single crochets, I want you to chain 2, and in the very last stitch you put in a treble. A treble is you wrap twice, and you would have 3 goes through. Okay, so turn our work. Okay, chain 1, single crochet in that first chain. Then in this chain 2, put in 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Okay. You skip 1 in the center of your chain 3. Your center, yeah. In your center of your 3 single crochets, see? You put in a single crochet. Okay. And I'm moving my camera, sorry. And you skip and you go over here and you put in, right in the chain 5, you put in 5 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the center of your 3, right in the center, put in a single crochet. And then you go right over to your chain 5 and put in 5 single crochets. And 5. So that's your repeat for this. Your chain 3, or I keep calling it chain 3. Your 3 single crochets right in the center. Put in a single crochet. Then your chain 5, you put in 5 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Your 3 single crochets right in the center one, put a single crochet. Then 5 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you're coming down to the end, put in my single crochet. Here's your chain 7. So what you do is you put in 2 single crochets and a chain, 1 and 2. Then you count 3 up, 1, 2, 3, and you put in a single crochet right in that chain. Okay. All right. Last row. And then it's just repeating. Chain 1, single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And you put in 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come over here, you skip 3. 1, 2, 3. You put in 3 single crochets. Okay, chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3. You put in 3 single crochets, stitches. 3. Chain 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and then put in 2 single crochets. And that is it. That's rows 4, 5, and 6, 7. So, just to go over, your next row would be going back to 4, which would be chain 1, your single crochet, your first stitch, and then you put 5 single crochets. 3 and 5. And in this third of your 3 single crochets, in the center one, you put in 1 single crochet. Then you put in 5 single crochets in the chain 5. 4 and 5. And in your 3 single crochets, put in a single crochet. Okay, that is your repeat, and it, if you can see already, works up really super fast. Okay, well, I hope everybody enjoys this tutorial. I'm Ronnie alongside Lauren and Maggie with Whip and Chain. Please come find us on Facebook, Whip Work in Progress and Chain. And if this video was helpful to you and you enjoyed it, can you please hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom? And come find us on Facebook. We would really love to have you there. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.